For the first time in 70 years, England and the world are prepping for a dazzling coronation. But while many are looking forward to this event, that doesn't mean it comes without its own high tensions and out-of-this-world predictions. Welcome back, guys. I'm your host, Kennedy, and today we are taking a look into the future as we count down what some people think are going to be the top 10 terrifying things that will happen after King Charles's coronation. So whether you love the monarchy or you love to hate them, let's get into these theories. Starting us off at number 10, money problems. With any kind of large-scale event, especially an event for a king, comes pageantry. And with pageantry, of course, comes the need for a deep pocketbook. And when it comes to the first coronation England has seen in 70 years, many in the public are concerned about how much this is all going to cost. That being said, it's a little bit more complicated than that. For starters, the ceremony is paid for by the government, and despite that the king has reportedly asked for a slimmed down ceremony due to the cost of living crisis, royal sources are adamant that their feedback indicates that people want to see a large celebration for the UK's new monarch. Quote, "While it is likely to come under pressure to show sensitivity during the current cost of living crisis, the government is expected to use the ceremony as an important diplomatic opportunity to present the UK to the world." However, many on the internet feel as though it's in bad taste for the government to spend so much money on the coronation when it could be put towards the cost of living crisis in the country, and moreover that this could affect the issue even further. Now again, it's just a prediction, but who knows how this could all bubble up after all is said and done. Next up at number 9, Harry and Meghan. Now, it wouldn't be a royal list without a bit of tea from the notorious Meghan and Harry, now would it? For a while, there was a lot of speculation about if the pair would even be invited, after the rather large blow-up that surfaced between the family following the couple's Netflix special and Harry's memoir release. But, as it turns out, they were indeed invited to attend. That being said, only Harry is set to attend the ceremony, and Meghan will reportedly be staying in the US with the kids. The official reason for Meghan staying behind is apparently because the coronation happens to fall on the same weekend as their son Archie's 4th birthday. However, many have speculated that Harry's mere attendance will likely spark some new drama, and that Meghan's lack of attendance is sure to do the same. Next up at number 8, crowns. When it comes to the monarchy, we all know by now that there is a skeleton or two in that closet. One of the most talked about, of course, is the colonization of many countries, which in turn, among other things, resulted in 2 of the royal crowns having some rather controversial diamonds. Now, one of these very controversial stones, the Koh-i-Noor, is a part of the Queen Mother's coronation crown, and it's one of the largest cut diamonds in the world. However, it has been said it's not going to be used for this ceremony. However, the other crown, the Imperial State Crown, is still set to be put on the new king towards the end of the ceremony, as well as when he appears on the Buckingham Palace balcony. The Imperial Crown contains the Cullinan II diamond, sometimes referred to as the Second Star of Africa, and although it was gifted to Edward VII on his 66th birthday, there are some out there who feel that it's in bad taste to use these crowns in this day and age. And some online folks even believe it could be bad luck, and that something terrible could happen should they go through with the tradition. I don't know. I mean, it is a little bit speculative, but I guess you never know. Coming in at number 7, Harry and Camila. So it's not just drama with Harry and Meghan that folks are sure will boil up with the upcoming royal proceedings, but the baggage with Queen Consort Camila as well. To give you a short briefing, in case you don't already know, in Harry's recent memoir, Spare, he included quite a few details of private conversations with his family, which has since been the subject of many online articles. However, it is the tensions between him and Camila Camila that many online folks believe will hit an all-time high after the coronation. Essentially, in the book, the prince singled out Camila, the queen consort, accusing her of leaking private conversations to the media in an effort to rehabilitate her image after marrying Charles. And considering neither has spoken since the release and the coronation will be the first time they're in the same room together since it all went down, some people out there are sure that we will be seeing some intense drama after the coronation comes to a close. Coming in at number 6, Harry and William. Not only are there predictions for tensions to rise between the palace and Meghan and between Harry and the queen consort Camilla, but maybe the most predicted tension that will follow this coronation is between Harry and his brother Prince William. Similarly to the other relationships in his family, the bond between Harry and his brother was deeply affected due to the Netflix series and Harry's memoir. Now, I'm not here to say that one of them was right and one of them was wrong, but it's been made quite public that Prince William feels betrayed by his brother and that he is reportedly not looking forward to seeing him at their father's coronation. Now, all that being said, many have speculated that the estranged brothers' relationship could continue to worsen after the ceremony, creating even more problems down the road. I suppose we'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out. Coming in at number 5, protests. So it's no secret that while there are many out there who live and breathe the British monarchy, some would rather it didn't exist at all. Over the years, there have been plenty of British citizens, celebrities, talk show hosts, you name it, who've taken to Twitter and been pretty outward about their less than celebratory feelings toward the whole concept. And now, with the Queen sadly gone, some people are wishing that everything just be put to an end. So much so that there is a movement on Twitter using the hashtag #NotMyKing who are pledging to protest outside Windsor Castle not only on Coronation Day, but maybe even after the event finishes. The protest will be led by a man named Graham Scott, who is the chief executive for a campaign group called Republic. Quote, "The coronation is a celebration of hereditary power and privilege. It has no place in a modern society." Later stating as well, quote, "We want to see the monarchy abolished and big royal events are a good opportunity to make that point, and particularly at the coronation." Now, to be fair, this isn't the first time there have been protests at a royal event by any means. In fact, previous protesters for such events have even been arrested. But that doesn't seem to deter Graham and his Republic. So, as of right now, it looks like a protest is in the cards. Coming in at number 4, end of the monarchy. Well, there are a few wild predictions out there about what is going to happen after King Charles's coronation. This one is definitely one of the more out there theories. Several users took to Reddit when the news broke last year about the new king, stating that his reign will be the end of the monarchy. And while it might all sound like just some internet drama at first, there are groups out there who are trying to make that a reality. Countries like Jamaica have already been in the process of trying to remove him as the head of state. Plus, the same guy planning the protest on Coronation Day, Graham Scott, says, quote, "I welcome the announcement, and I think it's the beginning of the end for monarchies in the Caribbean. I imagine it will jolt other countries to up their game and start doing the same, from New Zealand to Canada and everyone in between." He then continues on saying, quote, "Particularly overseas. I think a lot of countries aren't that interested. I was speaking to our New Zealand counterpart who said people in New Zealand are not going to be paying much attention to the coronation, and I think that's the case across the Commonwealth." Now, all that being said, at this point, it's merely a theory, but still, that doesn't mean it doesn't have people talking. Coming in at number 3, Charles will abdicate. As far as predictions go, there is one guy who people tend to look to, the 15th century seer Nostradamus. And if we are understanding correctly, he seems to think Charles is going to have a very short reign. In the 2005 book Nostradamus, The Complete Prophecies for the Future, written by Mario Reading, Mario explains Nostradamus' prediction that says the king's reign will not last long, and that he may soon abdicate the throne in favor of his son. Mario has made quite a career interpreting the famous seer's quotes, one of which seems to have correctly predicted the late Queen Elizabeth's death last year. I mean, could it just be a coincidence? Sure, but there are some out there who believe that since the seer correctly predicted one aspect surrounding the royal family, who's to say he can't be correct about another? Coming in at number 2, the end of the Vatican. While the Vatican was only declared its own independent state less than 100 years ago, papacy and the Catholic Church date back as far as the 7th century. However, shockingly, according to the one and only Nostradamus, 2023 could be the downfall of papacy and the Vatican entirely. And considering Nostradamus also predicted the death of the Queen and a potentially short-lived monarchy the same year, it has led many to believe that there could maybe even be a connection, which would be wild. Apparently, as it was foretold, in the year 2023, the current pope will resign and he will be the last true pope. His replacement, who will be named Peter, will create and or be a part of a scandal that is so shameful to the church and papacy that it will bring down the entire Roman Catholic Church. Quote, "In the final persecution of the Holy Roman Church, there will be Peter the Roman who will feed his flock amid many tribulations, after which the seven-hilled city will be destroyed and the dreadful judge will judge the people." Now, it's no secret that the Vatican, as well as the monarchy, have been involved in a few scandals, to put it lightly, many of which would have ended the career of just about anything or anyone else in the world. So what else could they be involved in that would finally be the last straw? I suppose we'll just have to wait and see if it comes true or not. And last up in our number 1 spot, a celestial fire. Speaking of the one and only Nostradamus, it's not just the abdication of the throne that we're going to see after the coronation, but apparently we're also in store for a giant celestial fire to break out. The French seer famously predicted a celestial fire on the royal edifice in 2023, and depending on how it's interpreted, it could mean the royal family is in for something bad. Some followers of Nostradamus believe he means that our sky will quite literally be on fire, which not only sounds like a doomsday prophecy, but would certainly cause a disruption in the current monarchy, while some have interpreted his vision a bit more poetically, suggesting that it signifies a new world from the ashes of an old one, which, again, it's the first coronation in 70 years, so it's definitely a new world. That being said, either way you cut it, Nostradamus thinks some way or somehow the world as we know it will die in 2023. And I guess that prediction, paired with the fact that we have a new king, has people feeling a little uneasy, with some even going as far to say that the coronation is gonna have something to do with it. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let me know of any other crazy things you think are gonna happen because of the coronation. I'll see you next time!